Greetings! Manta79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alrighty, let's get started. Pressing the A button now. Loading game and proceeding. Here we are in the main menu, up to edit deck menu. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to make one for is a Dark States, Purgatory Dragon Deity Favrneel, D-BT10. Okie dokie, let's get started. Selecting the deck, entering edit deck, and off we go. Here we are in the edit deck menu. And like I just mentioned before, the deck I'm building today's deck profile video is a Dark States, Purgatory Dragon Deity Favrneel deck, made up of cards only available up until D-BT10. Alright, let's get started. Selecting the filter settings, going to pack, show only cards from D-BT1, Genesis of the 5 Greats, D-BT2, Rush to Legends, D-BT3, Advance of Intertwined Stars, D-BT4, Awakening of Chakrabarti, D-BT5, Triumph Return of Brave Heroes, Festival Collection 2021, Festival Collection 2022, Promo Pack number 1, D-BT6, Blazing Dragon Reborn, D-BT7, Raging Flame Against Emerald Storm, D-BT8, Minerva Rising, D-BT9, Dragon Tree Invasion, and D-BT10, Dragon Masquerade. Applying filters. Filters applied. Let's get started. First up, the ride deck. And now for the ride deck. For the cards in this ride deck, we are playing the Grade 3 Purgatory Dragon Deity Favrneel. Skills. First skill, continuous. You may only have up to one Purgatory Dragon Deity Favrneel in your deck. Second skill, auto as a Vanguard. At the beginning of your main phase, your opponent chooses one of their rear guards, retire it. If you do not ride this turn, this unit gets plus 10,000 power, plus 1 critical. Third skill, auto as a Vanguard. When your opponent's rear guard is retired during your turn, cost, put a card from hand into soul. If the cost is paid, draw a card. Fourth skill, auto as a Vanguard, once per turn. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. If the sum of the grades of Dark States cards in your soul is 13 or more, cost, counterblast 2. If the cost is paid, stand this unit, and this unit gets drive -1 until end of turn. Alrighty, the Grade 3 Purgatory Dragon Deity Favrneel, 1 in the ride deck. Next up, the Grade 2 Gear Rhinos of Barreling Impulsion. Skill continuous as a Vanguard. When you would ride from the ride deck, you can ride with Soul Blast 1 instead of choose a card from hand and discard it. And okie dokie, the Grade 2 Gear Rhinos of Barreling Impulsion. We have 1 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 1 Divigating Chopper. Skill auto. When this unit is rolled upon, draw a card. Choose a card from hand and discard it. And affirmative, the Grade 1 Divigating Chopper. We have 1 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 0 Clock Hand Draco Kid. Skill auto. When this unit is rolled upon, if you went second, draw a card. Confirm, the Grade 0 Clock Hand Draco Kid, 1 in the deck. And at that, we've covered the deck's ride deck. Next, let's get on to the Grade 3 lineup. And now for the Grade 3 lineup. For the Grade 3s in this deck, we are playing the Grade 3 Purgatory Baron Overdress. Skills. First skill, auto as a rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit attacks a Vanguard. If you have a Vanguard of Favrneel in its card name, cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost is paid, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Second skill, auto from the soul. At the beginning of your ride phase, if you have a Vanguard of Favrneel in its card name, cost, bind this card and discard a card from hand. If the cost is paid, activate Persona Ride, and until end of turn, you cannot activate Persona Ride with other card effects and you cannot ride. Alrighty, the Grade 3 Purgatory Baron Overdress. We have 4 in the deck. Up next, the Grade 3 Reaper in the Shadows, Zealmort. Skill, action as a rear guard. Cost, counterblast 1 and put this unit into your soul. If the cost is paid, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them, call it to rear guard, and put the rest into your soul. Okie dokie, the Grade 3 Reaper in the Shadows, Zealmort. We have 3 in the deck. Up next, the Grade 3 Execution Dragon, Vorpal Dragon. Skills, first skill, action as a rear guard, once per turn. Cost, Soul Blast 2. If the cost is paid, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Second skill, auto as a rear guard. When this unit attack hits, you may Soul Charge 2. Affirmative, the Grade 3 Execution Dragon Vorpal-type Dragon. We have 3 in the deck. And next, the Grade 3 Normal Order Gradia Gradel. Skills, first skill, Continuous, Reckless Piece. You may only have 1 Reckless Piece in your deck and use it a total of 1 time in a fight. Second skill, Order. Place if you have a Grade 3 Vanguard Persona Ride and you do not ride this turn. Activate Persona Ride. Draw a card. All of your Favrneel units get plus 10,000 power this turn, and you're regarded to Persona Road. And affirmative, the Grade 3 Gradia Gradel. We have 1 in the deck. And of that, we've covered the deck's Grade 3 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 2 lineup. And now, for the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2s in this deck, we are playing the Grade 2 Squalid Freaks. Skills, first skill, Continuous from the Soul. If you do not ride this turn, this card gets Grade +2. Second skill, Auto from the Soul. When your Grade 3 or greater Vanguard attacks, if you do not ride this turn, cost, bind this card. If the cost and paid, all of your Favrneel units gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. Alrighty, the Grade 2 Squalid Freaks, we have 3 in the deck. Up next, the Grade 2 Servant Valcrasia. Skills, first skill, Auto as a rear guard. When this unit attacks a Grade 3 or greater unit, choose up to 1 Dark Slates from your drop, and this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of battle for each grade on that card. Put the chosen card into Soul. Second skill, Auto as a rear guard. At the end of your turn, if you have a Grade 4 or greater Vanguard, cost, put this unit into your Soul. If the cost and paid, draw a card. Okie dokie, the Grade 2 Servant Valcrasia. We have 3 in the deck. And of that, we've covered the deck's Grade 2 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 1 lineup. And now, for the Grade 1 lineup. For the Grade 1s in this deck, we're playing the Grade 1 Steam's Battler Gungram. Skills, first skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, Soul Charge 1. Second skill, Action as a rearguard once per turn, cost, Soul Blast 3. If the cost and paid, draw a card. Alrighty, the Grade 1 Steam Battler Gungram. We have 3 in the deck. Up next, the Grade 1 Repelled Malice Dragon, Sentinel, Perfect Guard. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel in the deck. Second skill, Auto. When this unit is put in the Guardian Circle, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. If your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from hand and discard it. Okie dokie, the Grade 1 Repelled Malice Dragon. We have 3 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 1 Blitz Order Elementaris Sanctitude. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel in the deck. Second skill, Continuous. You may only have 1 Elementaris Sanctitude in the deck. Third skill, Order. If your opponent's Vanguard has triple drive, this ability can be played without paying the cost. Place the cost of, discard a card from hand if your Vanguard is Grade 3 or less. If the cost and paid, choose one of your units. It cannot be hit until end of battle. Move this card. And affirmative, the Grade 1 Elementaris Sanctitude. We have 1 in the deck. And up next, the Grade 1 Steam Scara Zargon. Skill, Auto as a rear guard. When this unit boosts, choose a unit boosted by this unit and it gets Auto as a Vanguard or rear guard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, choose up to 2 cards from your drop and put them into Soul until end of turn. And alright, the Grade 1 Steam Scara Zargon. We have 2 in the deck. And of that, we've covered the deck's Grade 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 0 lineup. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck, we are playing the Grade 0 Hades Dragon Deity Resentment Gamma Child Overtrigger. Skill, trigger, additional effect. You get during your turn, all of your Vanguards gets plus 10,000 power, plus 1 critical until end of fight. And the Grade 0 Hades Dragon Deity Resentment Gamma Child Overtrigger, we have 1 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 0 Flinty Slasher Critical Trigger, we have 3 in the deck. Up next, the Grade 0 Stem Deviate Dragon Critical Trigger. Skill, Auto as a rear guard. At the end of battle, this unit boosted. Cost, put this unit into Soul. If the cost and paid, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn. And alright, the Grade 0 Stem Deviate Dragon Critical Trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Up next, the Grade 0 Roost Swapmaster Riley Draw Trigger. Skill, Continuous as a Guardian. If your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000 shield. Okie dokie, the Grade 0 Roost Swapmaster Riley Draw Trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 0 Incorruptible Holy Light Euphia Heal Trigger. Skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, If your opponent's attacking unit has attacked 2 or more times this turn, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. Active if this battle's second attack this turn or more. Affirmative, the Grade 0 Incorruptible Holy Light Euphia heal trigger. We have 2 in a deck. And next up, the Grade 0 Brilliant Floral Eugenia heal trigger. Skill, auto. When this unit is put in Guardian Circle, if the attacking unit's critical is 2 or greater, its critical is increased by a non-trigger effect ability, or its original critical is 2 or greater, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. Confirm, the Grade 0 Brilliant Floral Eugenia heal trigger. We have 2 in a deck. And with that, we've covered the deck's trigger lineup. And with that, the deck's been built, Cardfight explained. For the cards in this deck we are playing: 4 Grade 3 Purgatory Baron Prodis. 3 Grade 3 Reaper in the Shadows Zilmort. 3 Grade 3 Execution Dragon Vorpal Sight Dragon. 1 Grade 3 Purgatory Dragon Deity Favrneel. 4 Grade 3 Demonic Swordsman of Riving Eligos. 1 Grade 3 Gradiac Gretel. 1 Grade 2 Gear Rhinos of Barreling Impulsion. 3 Grade 2 Squalid Freaks. 3 Grade 2 Servant Falcrasia. 1 Grade 1 Divigating Chopper. 3 Grade 1 Steam Battler Gunram. 3 Grade 1 Repelled Malice Dragon. 1 Grade 1 Elementara Sanctitude. 2 Grade 1 Steam Scara Zargon. 1 Grade 0 Clock Hands Draco Kid starting unit. And for the triggers in this deck we have 1 Damage Held over trigger. 7 critical triggers. 4 heal triggers. And 4 heal triggers. And if that the deck's been built, Cardfight explained. Next, let's get on to testing out the deck. And here we are in the main menu, going to test out the deck. So go into Fight menu, selecting CPU Fight, choosing the deck I just showcased to you, the Dark States, Purgatory Dragon Deity Favrneel D-Booster 10 deck, selecting the deck, choosing my opponent. For the opponent I'm going to test it out on, it's Keter Sanctuaries, Yuki Shidoji, normal hard difficulty, and click. The battle begins. Let's get started. And here we are in the fight, gonna decide who goes first, so rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Scissors the paper, I win going first. Drawing our starting hands, I got myself a critical trigger, Servant Falcrasia, Perfect Guard, heal trigger, and Eligos, not a bad starting hand. Holding on to the normal units and Perfect Guards, redrawing triggers, redraw! Yes! More normal units! Send the Vanguard, and my turn, draw! Right from the right deck, Divigating Chopper. Right deck cost, let's see. Favrneel requires to have 13 or more grades in the soul, gotta prioritize soul charging, so Falcrasia lets me soul charge, but only when my opponent's at grade 3 or higher, so I can use my Zargon skill to put cards in drop zone into soul, so moving grade 3 Eligos into drop zone, right, Chopper. End of turn. My opponent's turn. My opponent rides the grade 1 Blaster Javelin. Javelin skill. Nope. Winged Grade skill, draws a card. Vanguard, Vanguard. 16k. No guard, gonna take it. Drive check. Critical trigger, seriously? The first trigger of the turn! 2 damage now, so lucky. Ow! Damage check first. Critical trigger, wasted a trigger, come on! Trigger effect wasted. Come on, something good, second check. No trigger, come on! Painkiller skill, draw a card. My turn, stand and draw. Riding from the right deck, Gear Rhinos of Barreling Impulsion. And next turn, she'll write Blaster Dart. It'll retire rear guard. Cannot call any rear guards yet, so I'm going to instead discard Demonic Swordsman of Ribbing Elgos. Right! Gear Rhinos. Skill of Divigating Chopper. Draw a card and discard. Draw. Discard. Discard. Falcrasia. Battle phase. Vanguard to Vanguard. 10k. The attack goes through. Drive check. No trigger. Grade 3. 1 damage. And Pierce. Damage check. No trigger. Perfect guard. One less card to worry about. End of my turn. My opponent's turn. She rides to grade 2. Blaster Dart. Skill of Javelin. Superior call top card of the deck. Painkiller Angel. In rest position. Vanguard skill. Paying her cost to get the Vanguard drive +1. Main phase. Another Painkiller. And Bedivere. Vanguard to Vanguard. 18k. No guard. Gonna take it. Drive check. Come on. Another trigger. So lucky. Power to rear guard. Second check. Come on! Double trigger! How did she get so lucky? 1 damage to me. Ow! Damage check. Heal trigger! Finally something good! All effects to Vanguard, healing 1. That was a close one. Skill of Angel, she draws a card. I need a 15k shield to block Bedivere. No guard, gonna take it. Ow! Damage check. No trigger, Squalid Freaks. End of my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. Ride from the right deck, Purgatory Dragon Deity Favrneel. Skill of Rhinos. I Soul Blast Grade 0 Draco Kit. And Ride Favrneel. Skill of Favrneel. Retire 1 rear guard. Retire. And put a card from hand into soul. I move Vorpal Scythe into the soul. Draw. I call to the rear guard. Reaper in the Shadows, Zelmort. Call. Zelmort skill. Counterblast 1. Counterblast. Into soul. Look at the top 2 cards on my deck. I am going to, let's see. I'm going to call Stem Deviate to rear guard. Call. And the rest goes into soul. Total grades 3, 6, 9, 12. Very close. Then, I'm going to call Falcrasia. Moving Stem Deviate to front and call Zargon to rear guard. And calling Falcrasia. Call. Battle phase. Boosted by Zargon. My Stem Deviate attacks the Vanguard. 12k. Skill of Zargon. The attack goes through. Boom. Damage check. No trigger. Safe. Skill of Zargon. 2 cards from drop zone into soul. Taking Quadris and Eligos into soul. Vanguard to Vanguard. 13k. The attack goes through. Twin drive. First check. Yes! Critical trigger. Just what I needed. Giving all effects to Vanguard. Power up and critical up. Second check. No trigger. Persona right material. 2 damage to opponent. And boom! Damage check. Critical trigger. So lucky. Critical up and Power up. Come on, second check, nothing. Yes, no trigger. Perfect guard. One less card to worry about. Favrneel skill. Counter blast 2. Counter blast and restand. Vanguard. 23k. 2 criticals. Critical trigger guard. Over trigger to pass. Drive check. No trigger. Gungram. That's it for my turn. My remaining rigger cannot attack, so end of my turn, my opponent's turn. Riding the grade 3, Sword Saint Night Dragon, Grand Grace. Grand Grace's skill. Counter Blast, draw, and Superior Call. Fasado. Calling Bedivere and K. S-Rod and Backle. Rearguard the Vanguard, 23k. If the attack goes through, he can counter charge and soul charge. Can't let that happen, so guard lift, critical trigger, 28k. Attack blocked. And ka-chink, safe. Skill of Grand Grace into soul and rearguard the Vanguard. Power up, 23k. No guard, can I take it? Out. Damage check. No trigger. Vanguard, 13k. Guard, critical trigger. 2 to pass or over trigger. Drive check. No trigger, safe. Second check. Critical trigger, come on. Of all the times to get a critical trigger. Ka-chink! Rearguard the Vanguard. 31k. Skill, power up, 33k. Perfect guard lift, blitz order, elementary sanctitude. Discarding. In my soul, I have 2 copies. The grades are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. More than enough. I can afford to drop Gradiac Grad out from hand. Blitz order, perfect guard activated. Ka-chink, safe. And if their turn, my turn. Stand and draw. Activating my Broader's skill. Self-bind. Discard a card. And Persona Ride activate. Persona Ride and draw. Power up. Draw trigger. Come on. Not activating the remaining skill. And skipping to main phase. Calling Gungram. So that's Favrneel skill. Retreat a rear guard. Power up and critical up. Skill of Favrneel. Discard a. Put a card into soul and draw a card. Draw. Come on. Not my over trigger. Seriously. So unlucky, come on! Fine then. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I can afford to ditch a few cards, so calling Gungram to rear guard. Calling Gungram skill. Soul charge 1. Soul charge. Come on! A heal trigger? Why do I keep drawing out my triggers like this? Gungram skill. Soul Blast, the grade 0s and grade 1 from Soul. Draw a card, come on. Anything but a trigger. Draw. Yes, perfect guard. Finally something good. That's it for my main phase, the battle phase. Favrneel the Vanguard, 33k, 2 criticals. He triple guards, 48k. 2 to pass, first check. No trigger, Vorpal Sight. Second check. No trigger, counter charger. Oh, now it comes. The attack fails, then boosted by Zargon, my stem deviate attacks the rear guard. Bedivere, 22k. Skill of Zargon, giving the attacking unit a skill. The attack goes through, and boom! One less rear guard to worry about. And not, hold on, activating Favrneel's skill. Vorpal Sight into Soul. Draw a card. Draw. Grade 3. Then, boosted by Gungram, Valcrazia attacks the rear guard Ease Rod Angel, 28k. Skill of Valcrazia, drop zone card into Soul. I move Ellie Ghost into the Soul. Power up, 43k. And the attack goes through. Bash, one less rear guard to worry about. Skill of Favrneel, I move the rear from my hand, Overdress into the Soul. Into Soul and draw a card. Draw! Another grade 3, come on! Persona Ride, here it comes! Grabs the skill. Superior Call. Another Fasado. Powering up as well. Ah, it's rough for me. Calling Ease Rod and another Fasado. Backward Vanguard, no guard, gonna take it. Out! Damage check. No trigger. Ah, come on! Fasado skill, counter charge and soul charge. Yes! He soul charged a K, one less card to worry about. 23k to Vanguard. Guard whiff. Perfect guard. Perfect guard cost. I am discarding a grade 3 Zelmort. Discard. Perfect guard activated. Kachink. Safe. Vanguard to Vanguard. Overtrigger to guard. Overtrigger to pass. 63k. First check. Ah, another critical trigger. So lucky. All effects to rear guard. Second check. No trigger. Painkiller Angel. So the attack fails. Kachink. Safe. Final attack. 51k to Vanguard. Skill plus 2000 power. 53k. Perfect guard lift. Repel Malice Dragon. No cost perfect guard activated. Wait. Oh yeah, discard one. So this is a tough choice. My opponent has 6 cards in hand, 1 critical trigger. I should go all in, so discarding Repel Malice to perfect guard. Kachink! Attack blocked. And my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. Draw trigger, come on. Activating the effect of Rottenness in my hand. Self-bind. Discarding. And Persona Ride activate. Persona Ride. Power up and not activating the other skill. And skipping the main phase. Favrneel skill. Retire rear guard. Power up and critical up. Not activating skill. In my soul I have all grade 3s, more than enough to restand, so calling Valcrazia to the rear guard. Calling over Step Deviate. That ought to do it. On to battle phase. Grab my Favrneel to Vanguard, 33k, 2 criticals. Quadruple guard, 43k, 48k, 2 to pass, first check. Yes, critical trigger. 2 to pass, so giving all effects to the right side, Valcrazia. Second check. Yes, draw trigger. I draw 1 card, giving all effects to Vanguard. Draw Scarlet Freaks, and the attack may have failed, but now Vanguard skill, Counterblast 2, and Withstand Vanguard. In my drop zone, I have grade 2s and 1s and 3s, so I can power up as well. So Vanguard, 43k, 2 criticals. Overtrigger to guard, 63k, 2 to pass. First check, drive check. Yes, critical trigger. I give all effects to the left side Valcrazia. Power up and critical up. The attack fails, but now I have 2 more attacks in the way. Boosted by Gungram. Falcrazy on the left attacks the Vanguard. 43k, 38k, sorry about that. Skill of the my rear guard Falcrazia. Move a card from drop into soul. I move the grade 3 Zelmort into soul. Plus 15k to Falcrazia, 53k. The attack goes through. Fetch! 2 damage. First, no trigger. Second check. No trigger, 6 damage. I win. That was a pretty okay fight. Despite some lucky draws from my opponent's side, I managed to try out the new cards in this deck and make it work pretty well, so I got win, double trigger, attack 50,000 more power, guard 60,000 more shield, perfect guarded 3 more times, did a persona right, 8 turns passed, did a superior call, retired 5 opposing units, drew 3 more times in 1 turn, got total 2850 BP, total 337,000, 75 BP, pressing A to go next, leaving the fight, returning to fight menu. Back at fight menu, going back to main menu, and on to the edit deck menu. With that, the deck's been built, Cardfight explained, and I just finished testing the deck out in front of you. So first I want to say is, thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. I also be able to show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And with that I say, goodbye, and see you all soon!